Alright, so to give you guys an idea of where I went today, so this is Punta Gorda town, and I went all the way up to the village of Cuxlin Ha. So let's type that in, see what comes up. It's spelled like that. Yep, so that's where I went for the day. Small community, if you notice. And just to give you guys an idea, if you're heading out from Punta Gorda, you drive along the seaside all the way up to Hopeville, go along the Southern Highway, pass through Forest Home Village, and right here at Elledgeville, you're going to also see in the video where I turn right. So it's like a 5-mile drive up this way on the Southern Highway, and then another 5 mile, I guess, in on some rough terrains, right, to get to Cuxlin Ha. Alright, so I'm actually just leaving the gas station here at the Wilson Road Junction and heading up to Cuxlin Ha now. Passing through the village of Forest Home first. Yeah, so Forest Home is one of those first villages you'll meet. There's a small primary school here also. There's a church over to the right hand side that we're passing right now. People actually call this place Rancho, as far as I remember. My grandfather used to stay in this area on one of the farms belonging to the Masons. But we used to do some farming in the area, some cattle rearing also. So, and there's a small division between Forest Home and Elledgeville, and the village that follows this is Elledgeville. To the right, you'll see the road that goes to the quarry through the village here at the dolomite plant, and of course the village continues to develop, right? But again, we're just passing through the area. Our destination, of course, is Cuxlin Ha. Just to give you a little bit of the planning scheme that's happening, I want to explore the entire Toledo district this year, right? So that's for 2020. I used to travel the villages a lot. I believe I've been to most of the villages in Toledo district, but I want to revisit those so that I can share those with you. This is where Elledgeville actually starts. So we passed the sign a while ago, and Elledgeville again is the connecting village to Forest Home, right? Again, the majority, the ethnicity that dominates here is the East Indians. So again, the plan was to, and I know I'm jumping around, the plan is to explore all the villages in Toledo, and of course bring that to you guys on the YouTube channel. So for people who have never left PG Town to explore the villages, this is your chance to see it on the channel. And for people who don't know Toledo, it'll be your chance to get to know Toledo, right? So you'll be seeing a lot of driving. I'm hopeful that I can get to speak to some people in the village wherever or whenever possible. So after about 5 miles of driving on the highway, I will stop here briefly just to pick up someone who I'm also taking to the village, since I'm doing some computer work or some networking in the area, right? So that's about 5 miles on paved road, and I'm anticipating another 5 miles going into this rocky road. You can see the guys from Diginet, they're working, right, expanding their services. So we'll see. I'm going to show you guys the rest of this road. Alright, so this is the road to Cuxlin Ha. It is also known as the Puppy Show Road. Right? So Puppy Show Road, if I remember correctly. I haven't heard it been referenced to that recently, but that's what I know it as when I was growing up. On this road is also the clinic, which is accessed by the villages nearby, and so people from Forest Home, people all the way from Punta Gorda town actually come to the clinic up here. This is past the clinic already, and we're heading into the road here where some people are settling here. I know when I visited here some 14 or 13 years ago, there was no electricity, and so the people who settled here had to cover the cost of getting electricity out in the area, right? From what I could recall, Cuxlin Ha was one of those communities set up by some foreigners. It was supposed to be a place where retired I guess Americans or Canadians would come to live, and they were able to do some timeshare or purchase different parts of the area through some cooperative scheme that I'm not too aware of, but I know that was how the community started. It started about 15 years ago, and a couple of the Mayan people were selected were asked to come into the village to live, and some houses were built at that time for them, right? From there on, now what we're seeing, or what I'm hearing, is that the village has expanded in terms of the number of people who live here, and the road access, of course, helps with that by allowing people to now settle in the area. Somewhere in this zone, there used to be a rice farm where I think it was Taiwanese. They had a rice plot, so you can see to the left here, there is a old abandoned warehouse along with all the different equipment there. I believe CARD will be using that building, or have purchased that building to be used. But as far as projects go in southern Belize, we always see startup of projects, some great initiatives, by the way, because they were doing intensive rice production, but somehow it died down and nobody took it up. And Punta Gorda, along with the Toledo district, was known then to be the rice capital, right? Just like how in the north we do sugar cane, here in the south people grew rice in order to make some money, right? I guess it's all because of the rainfall activities that we have here in Punta Gorda town. So we also have a rice mill up in Big Falls, and you guys will get to see that whenever I go to Big Falls. You can see some bush burning here. People still practice the slash and burn, well, kind of slash and burn system of farming, right? Just that they don't move around a lot now, because most of these areas are already they already have owners, and so people have bought out these lands, and with the access of electricity now, and I think water in the outer part, people are starting to settle. So electricity is key for settlement, to create settlement anyway. Not sure if Diginet will come back here, right? Normally for communities like these, because it's developing and there's enough families, you'll find that some of these utilities, or these utility companies, they do venture into these areas, right? As long as money is there to be made. So here's the entrance to the community. I think it was created in terms of having the gated community look here in Toledo district. And again, the village is pretty, well, let me not call it a village yet. The community is pretty small, right? You can see the style of houses, different style of houses here. They're mostly concrete houses, and a few of them have thatch roofs. I saw some information on the internet where they're offering some sort of resort or tourist kind of feeling for the village, where you can spend the day or spend a couple nights in the village. I can remember the villagers building that house that you see to the left there as the main house, which is where I'm going to do some work right now. Hopefully I can get you guys some view from up there, so I'll see if I can ask the guy who stays here if he'll allow me to go to the top floor and show you guys the village. So I'll probably do like what Harold Balder does and say, Harold, investigate, right? This time it'll be bapplay investigate. So we'll check it out. Alright, so this is one of many villages that I want to cover. Just came up here to do a computer job, actually do a little networking job, push the internet for some clients. But as is the plan for 2020, I want to make sure that I visit all the villages in Toledo. And so I decided, you know what, I'll tie in the work trip along with the village visit. So you'll get to see a little drive through Cuxlin Ha. And I did a little bit of walking around. So small community, about 20 families live here. Pretty young community, still has yet to be declared a village, right? But Cuxlin Ha, I would say it's about 8 or 9 miles away from Punta Gorda town, right? A little bit of off-road as you saw earlier, and about 5 miles off from Punta Gorda town on the highway, on the southern highway. So hope you guys enjoy the scenery. And so inside the village, Cuxlin Ha. So I have permission to use this area high up in the air. What used to be a swimming pool, I guess. So back here, people living over there. A little late. And so all the way up about 4 floors. Let me try to reach the other floor. There. Like I mentioned, it's a pretty small village. I mentioned that there's about 20 families living now. Started with a little bit less, I guess. Let's make our way up. Even high up in the sky, I can smell the bats. Explore the abandoned house. Let's go to the abandoned now though. Concrete bed. Alright. This is the only part. The back one.